Hello everyone. Did you ever wish, I know I did, that there were bagels that you can eat that are high in protein, soft on the inside, crispy on the outside, really good for you and easy to make? There's only 3 ingredients in these and I've been making them pretty regularly. I share the recipe with friends also. And a girlfriend of mine actually requested that I make a video because every time she makes it, it comes out really sticky. And when that happens, she has to add more flour. So we don't want to do that because that'll make them really dense. So I changed the flour to make it a lot more accommodating for me and less gluten. And I also added a little trick to it to make them fluffier. So I wanted to share this with you guys as well as my girlfriend, and I will be making them today. So if you would love to follow me into the kitchen, I would really like that. All right, I will see you in a little bit. Bye. All right, really quick, I wanted to just show you the utensils that I'm going to be using with my KitchenAid. I am going to be using this here, the whisk, to fluff up the yogurt. And then I'm going to use this one, which I'm not sure what it's called, but I will learn it for the next video, to mix the dry ingredients in with the yogurt. And then I'm going to use this one, the hook, at the very end to turn my dough into one big ball. All right, and let's hope it works and it doesn't become very sticky. Okay. Oh, and there's another trick that I need to mention, and you'll see it as I'm doing it. Okay, let's get started. All right, so let's start with me showing you what ingredients I'm using and the measurements. So this is 1 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt. And I have 1/4 cup of flour. This is not your regular all-purpose flour. This flour is organic Einkorn flour, which has less gluten, and it's a lot nicer to my joints for inflammation. It's a flour from Italy, and you know how you can go travel anywhere else around the world and you can eat as much bread as you want and it doesn't affect you. Here in the United States, that's not the case. That's why so many people are sick. So so many people have a lot of inflammation. So I order this, and I actually get it from Whole Foods, or you can also buy it at Sprouts, or you can also get it online. But again, this is Einkorn organic flour, and I love it. And it works just fine for the bagels. It works just fine. And then I have 2 teaspoons of baking powder in here. So those are the 3 ingredients that the original recipe calls for. Of course, when I first made them, they were pretty bland, so I added my Celtic salt, and so I throw about, I don't know, a pinch, not too much, just about a pinch of salt. And then of course, depending on what you want your toppings to be, I've made them before with cheese on top, with jalapeños on top, with sautéed onions for savory bagels, and so that I can eat, with my dinner. I do eat these bagels morning, night, and afternoon snack, whatever, because it's like my bread. So I use it as a bread. And then this is, of course, the bagel, all bagel seasoning. What is this one called? Everything bagel. This is an everything bagel, and which is pretty yummy. And I like this one because it has sea salt rather than the regular table salt. Again, you want to get your butter, anything that has salt, you want to make sure it has sea salt. Don't use a regular table salt, because that's not good for you. That's what gives people high blood pressure. So try to use sea salt if you can, or try to find the things that you buy, make sure they have sea salt. I know, I'm not gonna lecture anymore, sorry. It's just things that I've learned over the years that have truly, I'm serious, made a difference in my life. I was so miserable, so always in pain, always hurting, inflammation on my ankles, on my wrist, on my fingers, in my neck. And it was bad. It was bad. I was miserable. And I know there's so many people who feel that same way. But I stopped eating regular breads, regular tortillas, and all of that. I stopped it. And I make my own now. I make my bagels. I make my own cassava tortillas. They do have those at the store, but they're extremely expensive. So when I don't have time, I will buy them. But for the most part, I really enjoy making my own cassava tortillas, and they taste fine. They're not like what we're used to, right? The flour tortillas, but these will do the trick. I can have my tacos. I can still eat my bean tacos or my egg and chorizo tacos. I can still do all of that, because I was pretty sad at a certain point that I couldn't have tacos anymore, until I started doing research and realized that cassava flour is something that I could use. So that's how I started making my tortillas, when I found that flour. But anyway, I'll stop yapping. Okay, so let's get started. I think I've shared everything with you. Oh, and I bought a bagel slicer. Yay! I'm so excited because I have such a hard time cutting bagels, so I can't wait to actually try this. All right, and I do want to say that with this particular recipe, these measurements, it makes 4 pretty nice sized bagels. I don't make 4 bagels. I make anywhere between 8 and 10 because I don't like them that big. And so I'm gonna make smaller bagels, but this recipe, you can make 4 big bagels with it, okay? I just wanted to say that. All right, I'm gonna get started. All right, so what I'm going to do first is throw in my yogurt, and I am going to actually whisk it. I want to get as much air as I can in this yogurt so that it's nice and fluffy. The recipe, I haven't seen any recipes at all that ask you to do this, but I'm always trying to figure out ways to make things tastier and better. So it occurred to me to whisk the yogurt. So I'm going to do that now. It would help if I plugged in the mixer. Hold on. Here, I'll whip it for only 3 minutes, and then the next clip, I'll talk to you more about it. All right, you can see how it's gone up on the edges here, how it's kind of whipped around and gone up on the edges. And that tells me that it's getting fluffier, because when I first started whipping it, right, there was nothing splashing around. So as it gains more air, it starts whipping around and making a mess on the side of the bowl. So I am going to whisk it more. I'm probably going to whisk it for like 5 minutes. I know that's a long time, but it really does make a difference. I can already tell it's fluffier. All right, there it is. It's nice and whipped, and now I am going to take this off. And then I'm going to use this one next. And I forgot to mention, actually I'm going to take this off. Next, I'm going to sift in the dry ingredients. I'm going to sift in the Einkorn flour. And I'm going to go ahead and add in the baking powder. And just smash into little ballies. Sorry. All right, and then I'm going to grab my Celtic salt. I don't know. Is it Celtic? Is it Celtic? I really don't know. I say Celtic. My son says it's Celtic. Who knows? But anyway, I love this salt. So it's going to be a nice pinch. Probably another pinch. All right. And so we have the yogurt, we have the flour, we have the baking powder, and we have the salt. And now I'm going to go ahead and add this tool and start mixing it on slow. And then I'm going to go a little higher. All right, so that's all I want to do. I don't want to go too much. Let me grab, I don't like using plastic utensils. I know I've gotten weird like that, but I'm going to have to, just to get this off. Alrighty. All right, so now that was literally like maybe 30 seconds, and you can see what it formed. Sorry. So that was probably around 30 seconds, and you can see how it's pretty much already formed the dough. Now comes in the Captain Hook. And just gonna mix it. Did you hear that? I don't know if you could hear that, but when I put that hook in there and it kind of smashed the dough, you could hear the air in the dough, which is exactly what you want. Love it. Okay, I'm gonna lock it and turn it on. Or just want this dough to form a ball. And there it is, pretty much. I don't want to overmix it. I feel like overmixing it really, first of all, takes out the air that we work so hard for, and then also it, I don't know, makes it dance. I don't know, that's just me. I mean, that's pretty much together. Let me take this off. There it is. It's not a complete dough ball as far as the kind of dough you're used to seeing that really forms a nice pretty ball, but this is exactly what we want. All right, you can see that I have lined my sheet here, my pan, with parchment paper. Sorry, I'm trying to get this cut. Let me cut this really quick. All right, so it's lined nice and pretty. And by the way, I actually link these. This is actually really cool. My son-in-law gave this to me. It is a wrapping paper cutter, but I'm finding it obviously like this, easy to use to cut things with in the kitchen. So anyway, this is handy. I'll make sure to link this. I'm assuming he got it on Amazon, but I'll link it and find out. So we're gonna let the oven preheat to 375. And meanwhile, I'm going to put a little bit of oil. This is another trick because that dough is sticky. So I'm gonna put some oil on my hands, and you know what oil I'm gonna use. The oil I use for everything, my truffle oil. All right, so I'm gonna put some of this on my hands. I am gonna put it between my fingers, and it just really helps with the stickiness of the dough when you're making your bagels. Okay, and you are gonna, well, we'll see if they're sticky. So stay tuned. Oh my gosh. Let's see if you can hear this. I don't want to smash it too much. You can't hear it. But it is fluffy. So the tricks were, I don't really want to smash it too much. So the tricks were sifting the dry ingredients and whisking the yogurt. So this is pretty much how big I make my bagels. I might eat 2 of them for breakfast, or I just might eat 1. Honestly, 1's enough. Or whenever I choose to eat. You see that? Yep. All right, so I still have a good amount of oil. Oh my gosh, it's so fluffy when I pull the dough. And I don't want to smash them too much. I'm gently rolling it in my hands. I know that's not very pretty, but they are. Sometimes things that are not that pretty are beautiful inside. And you want to try to make them kind of uniform so that they all, which I have a hard time doing sometimes. Okay. They're so cute. Okay, so it's starting to get sticky, which means I need to put more oil on my hands, which I'm going to do right now because it can get messy. And because I'm using my truffle oil, it's going to give these bagels such a good flavor. I wonder how many I'm going to make. Maybe 6, 7. I feel like this is bigger. That one was bigger too, though. All right, they've sat here for around 10 minutes and I think you can tell, hope you can tell that they have actually gotten a little bit fuller and fluffier. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw on the egg wash now. It's nice and runny. And I just do it all the way around. I don't do it just on the top. I basically do it on all of the surface. All right, and some people put like a little piece of paper in there to help keep the hole open. I don't seem to have that problem, and I'm guessing because I'm not using all-purpose flour, the holes do close. You know, they do get smaller, but they're still holy enough to look like a bagel. So that was funny. So anyway, I don't have to do that, but if you feel the need to, feel free to. All right, now they're ready for the seasoning. And I am very generous with this because I like it. Yeah. All right, let's see if it works here. Sometimes I can pick them up and roll them on their sides and collect all the wasted seasoning. Beep, beep. I'm sorry. Sometimes I act like a child because I play with children all day, so. I still think I'm in the classroom. All right, here they are. They are ready to go in the oven at 375 for 20 minutes. And then we're gonna increase the temperature to 400 so that we get that nice browning crispiness on the outside. And we're only gonna leave it at 400 for around 5 to 7 minutes, depending on your oven. So just kind of watch them at that point. Alrighty now, here comes the star of the show. I'm going to take them off of the pan because I don't want them to bake on the bottom anymore. This is how they came out. They're hot. Ooh, nice and crispy. And I will cut one open with my bagel slicer. Oh, my bagels are so tiny. I don't even know if I can cut them. Let's see. Let me try. Oh, so you can see like that hole closed. But I mean really, who needs a hole? Never mind. Didn't mean to ask that. So let's see. Oh, yeah, I'll use this one. Is it gonna work? Yeah. All right. Aw, my bagels are so tiny. I'm gonna slice my finger off. No, I'm not. I love this, actually. It's working very well. It's just hot. Very nice. Ooh, you can see that steam. And there they are. There's the bagels. Nice. Nice and crispy on the outside. And look at that. Look how soft on the inside. And you see all the holes? See how airy that is? That means they're not dense. And they're fluffy. So here's my bagel, and I have just smothered my bagel with strawberry cream cheese, which is my favorite. And I'm not gonna be shy because I love this stuff. So yeah, there's a lot on there. Can you tell? There's a whole bunch. Just out of the oven. No. Okay. I need to say first that these are high in protein, number one. Number two, the gluten is very minimal, but it is there. But it's minimal, and I can eat these all week without any inflammation, without feeling any pain in my joints, and that's why I make them. I make them often. And number three, I forgot what number three was. Dang it, it sucks getting old. I don't remember what I was gonna say, but anyway, they're good. They're nice and crunchy. It's so soft. So soft and fluffy on the inside. They're very, very good. You really should try making these. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And that everything bagel seasoning is perfect. It's really good. These are good bagels. Yeah, it's a lot of sour cream. I have no shame. I have no shame in my game. Here's the bottom half. I really wish I could remember what I was going to say. High in protein, low on the glycemic index, but there still is gluten, don't forget that. the Celtic salt, healthy for you. Probably the cream cheese is not. But you can't win every time. You just can't. I'd be eating celery. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would really hope you make these. And I really do hope that you try to make them with the healthy flour, Einkorn flour, and the salt, healthy salt. You can't tell. Now this, I'm not giving anything up on this. Like on my cassava flour, my cassava flour tortillas, I'm giving up a little bit of the real tortilla flavor and the real tortilla, the way they move and the way you can work with them and everything. I am giving that up on those tortillas. On these bagels, I'm not giving anything up. I like them. I really do. And people who I make them for, when they come over or they eat them, they have no clue that it's a really good healthy flour for you. So anyway, I do hope you try to make these, and please don't forget to subscribe and like this video and leave a comment below. Please, that would help my channel grow. All right, well, I thought about cutting this part out, but losing both of my parents within 45 days of each other has been a lot. If you're also cooking your way through grief, you're not alone. You know, cooking this comfort food, the holidays, and losing both my parents during this time last year, it's all just so raw for me, and it's so hard. This is just where I'm at right now. Who knows where I'm going to be in a year from now? And that's just the way it is. Everything was going great throughout this whole video until I got to the very end. I also chose not to cut this out because this is exactly what Austin Golden Girl is about. Real life, real emotion, and not pretending that everything is okay. Grief is still very real for me. If you're also missing someone you love, I'm sending you hugs today, okay? And thank you so much for spending time with me. Thank you so much for spending time with me tonight. I am really trying to be strong and stay busy, because when I'm not, I just think about my parents and I miss them tremendously. So I just can't help it. I can't help it. It's still too fresh. It'll be a year on December 29th, on this month, on the 29th. It'll be 1 year ago when my mother passed away. She was my best friend. Her and my dad took up all my time that I had. Besides work, they took up all my time. And I'm trying. But thank you so much, and have a good night, everyone, or have a good day, or have a good morning. Hugs.